we covered this in a little bit detail before, but there's been Pentagon reports in recent days, apparently about UFO sightings. Yeah, or as the Americans now prefer to call them, unidentified anomalous phenomena, which actually makes more sense to me as a more practical person. A UAP. Yeah, yeah, because we don't know if they're flying objects or what they are. They're strange things. We don't even know if they're objects. Yeah, it could be all matter of things. Many have now been explained away. So there's no real proof that ET is visiting us. Yeah. As to regards, are we being visited by ET? Well, that remains to be seen. I don't think Mr. Spot's about to be interviewed by Joe Rogan anytime soon. But yeah, there is actually the famous calculation of how they were calculating the odds of there being alien life there, and it's called the Drake's equation. Yeah. So yeah, which has always been the established way of trying to guesstimate the reality if there would be alien life anywhere else in our universe or in our in our universe, I suppose. Certainly within our own system, not our solar system, within our own galaxy. Yeah, that's the Drake's equation. And that looks at things, I'm not going to go into details, such as the communication things, more importantly, the rate of the star formation, how quickly a star has appeared. Yeah, okay. If there are any life supporting planets, exoplanets nearby, the star, yeah, like us. Yeah, and what could actually stimulate, okay, life in the first instance and intelligent life in the next instance. Yeah, if you consider us intelligent life, that is. Yeah, that's another discussion for another day. I mean, overall, now there's a new way of beginning to look at how we're going to calculate the chances of life emerging somewhere else or existing. Yeah. There's actually now that I think it's in Durham University, sponsored by some sort of European agency, who've done some research, and they've probably made the Drake Mark II idea, which looks at it slightly differently, which again makes a bit more sense to me. It's a bit more pessimistic. I like pessimism. Yes, I don't like to say certainty. I like to ask all the right questions. So, as we know, logically, in our understanding of physics and everything else, energy comes from a star. We've got our own star here. Gives us energy, gives us light, gives us other energy. Okay, we talk about we all evolve around it. Gives us our big gravity. Yeah, basically we rely on our star. It's our battery pack, as it were. Yeah. Now the way that they're looking at it now, because probably more so since the 60s now, we're beginning to study and not understand more about this phenomenon called dark energy. But dark energy accounts for about 68% of everything. So 68% of the universe is made up of something we do not understand. We can't see it. We can't see it. We can't feel it. It must be something. We don't understand it yet. We're getting closer. We're getting ideas. Yeah. So dark energy is 68% of everything. Now, using the new calculation they've got, 27% of matter should form into stars, the best chance of life. Yeah. So this is the formula they've got of our new understanding, 40, 50 years after the original Drake equation, which is still used as the base for this. And they're saying that obviously there has to be a good balance between actual matter, things we can see and know there, and dark energy. Um, what is a bit strange is they've actually calculated that ideally it should be 27% of matter should form in stars and what we know around us. Only 23% of it has actually done this in our particular galaxy, our solar system, if you like, as well.
Solar system or galaxy?
Well, it's in our galaxy. Sorry, in our galaxy. Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. Yeah, which we're part of the solar system. Yeah, but I'm looking specifically at the Earth now. So yeah, so obviously you get slightly less dark energy. Because there's slightly less dark energy as well, we don't have life. Too much, and we don't have any. Because the figures don't balance out, as we understand, yeah, we've beaten the odds. According to this new calculation, from my reading and understanding, I've read it about 6 times, the scientists say we shouldn't really exist. I beg to differ. I think I exist. Yeah. Okay. So we've actually done quite well. They are using this and they're trying to formulate other ideas, the notion of there being multiverses, universes, and things like this. Yeah. No proof this exists. Yeah. I mean, I think physicists sometimes like this because they can actually run alternative models elsewhere. Yeah. But yeah, the overall though, are we going to encounter other life in other within from our own galaxy, which would be the most likely because we're not going to go find anything from another galaxy. Yeah. What the chances are, given that we've beaten the odds, so it's a very pessimistic view. Have we got extremely lucky and developed and just been in the right place at the right time, as it were, had the right mix of metals and chemicals hit us, water as well? Have we been lucky the way we've adapted? Yeah. There are other species that we know can survive in space. The small, ugly little creatures called tardigrades. You've probably seen pictures of them. They can survive in a vacuum, strangely enough. Yeah. Could they land somewhere and form intelligent life forms? Or is it not possible? Will they not get lucky? So, life forms can adapt. The other side to look at it, maybe a planet isn't necessary to have a life form. Maybe there could be something else they could live on. Yeah. So, my question to you, Steve, is a very ambiguous one, I admit. Are we alone in the universe, or even our own galaxy, or do you think there's a good chance of us actually there being life out there, given this new equation I've sort of said to you that maybe it's not as positive as we were thought about in the 1960s? Over to you.
Okay. Well, you couldn't have struck a happier note because I've just written an article which I published on a website. It's in Portuguese, so
Yeah.
I can send you the link to the article, and you'll have to translate it back into English.
Okay.
Which is interesting because I thought about it in English, translate it to Portuguese, and now you have to get it in Portuguese and translate it back into English.
Oh.
But there you are. But I'll give you the gist. I'll give you the gist of it. First of all, I mean, man doesn't even know what's on Earth.
Mm.
There are vast. It's something like 70% of the Earth is water, and we don't even know what's under the water.
Mm.
We don't know what's under the Pacific Ocean. We just haven't explored it enough, right? But already we're looking going out into space. We don't even know in space where we are.
No.
In the we don't even know if we are the right way up. We don't know if we're circling the sun clockwise or anti-clockwise, depending on or if we're going up and down and round and round.
Right.
We
Okay.
don't know that. We have cardinal points on Earth, you know, but we don't have them in space because we've got nothing to reference them by, you know. So how we can start talking about what we do know about space, we have to talk about what we don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't even know the basics of space. Not, our closest neighbor is the moon. Is our satellite that
Yeah.
that helps us a lot with our tides
Yeah.
of the sea
Mm.
tides. It gives us light, believe it or not, because it reflects onto the earth the light of the sun at night. On a clear night, you can
Yeah.
comfortably walk on a dark night. I know because in the countryside where the farm is, on a clear night,
Yeah.
it's almost like day. Well, as long as you're wearing dark glasses, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I had to question in this article that I wrote,
Mm.
um, what is our pecking order in the universe? Because we talk about the sun and what the sun gives us. We talk about the moon and what the moon gives us. But what do we give the universe? And apparently, the only thing that I could think of was balance. If the Earth didn't exist,
Mm.
what would happen to the moon? Where would the moon go?
Oh, yeah.
If the Earth didn't exist, would all the other planets continue their orbits in the same place? Would the moon start crashing into other planets because it didn't have anything to go around because of our gravitational pull? And so, it opens up a huge can of worms. And where does scientists try and pinpoint something, they try and look for the Goldilocks planet, which is the same as Earth, but
Yeah.
it's a very limited scope
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
because we just don't know. We don't know of animals that. Sorry, we've only just recently discovered animals at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean that survive in spite of all the water pressure.
Yeah. I agree.
Right.
But yeah.
So what I'm trying to get at is that we just do not know. I don't see why there can't be life in other places. I think a bloke once said to me, uh, and I thought it quite profound actually. He said that the human being is the only thing arrogant enough to think that is the only thing that exists in the universe. And to think to have that thought of it's only the earth and there is no life out there. It's a very arrogant thing to say. Very, very.
Yeah. But
Now,
yeah. Sorry.
as we're still burning fossil fuels to get to space, we're very limited as to how far we can go. We're very limited as to how fast we can go. And so, to find other life, we don't know their technology. Are they visiting Earth? We don't know all these things about the unidentified aerial phenomenon from the US government. Of course, the other governments in other countries have
Yeah.
their phenomenons as well, right? It isn't just limited to the United States. But the problem I get with this is that the people they had a committee about it the other I think it was a couple of weeks ago or a couple of days ago, and all the witnesses they didn't have first-hand um, witness accounts,
No.
eyewitness accounts, like they saw it.
Mm.
I think there was one fighter pilot,
Mm.
that famous tic tac
Yeah.
video that they showed.
Yeah.
which in itself is very ambiguous
Well, yeah,
because it's one of those things that, you've got to have a really, really good trained eye to see what that is. But all the others that, this, I know a friend who told me that their friend
oh
had
yeah,
saw this,
yeah,
and that I just don't. I used to look quite a lot at in the old days they were called UFOs.
mm,
So let's stick at that. The Bob Deans of this world,
yeah,
and Roswell and
yeah,
there were so many people that sprang up that were
yeah.
Dan Burish was a bit of a charlatan,
Oh yeah,
and I've been through all that, and they're always non-conclusive, and it's almost like here on Earth, the people that are involved in that sort of thing, they want to keep it inconclusive so they can keep giving the speeches and so they can keep writing the books.
oh okay. That yeah, but
You know,
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what I mean. There's no real smoking gun evidence, or even leaning towards a
oh,
definite. Yeah,
well, not wanting to, create a great what's the word I'm looking for? Um, polemic to be
yeah,
polemic,
yeah.
right? It, is there life out there in space? Is the same question as is there a God?
Right.
And you
Yeah,
can believe in God,
yeah.
but you can't necessarily believe in other life forms,
Okay. Yeah, it's
right?
fake.
And I don't want to go down that track, but
No, no, not yet.
it's basically it's the same sort of thing. We've got eyewitness accounts of Jesus,
Mm.
right? We know
Well,
that he was we
we
know
know
that he
it's
trod the earth,
yeah.
right? Um, but how did they prove that he was the son of God,
Well, that's it.
right?
That's where faith comes in. Yeah,
That there is even when he was asked, "Are you the son of God?" He replied, "We are all the son of God."
yeah,
Right. So even in that answer, it was a little bit ambiguous, I suppose.
yeah. I mean, this is
So
like yeah. What these scientists are trying to do is trying to take out the yeah. They're asking it from a different angle. That's what it is, and I agree with this actually, and I'll agree with calling it phenomena because UFO would say, like you said, it's a definite item. By calling it a unidentified, an anonymous um, uh, uh, phenomena means we don't know what it is. But it people see something, and why should I doubt anyone that says they see something? Yeah, like anyway. So I don't think it's faith. I don't think it's a matter of faith on this. Now I think the big question is, yeah, the Goldilocks region, as you said, did we get very, very lucky? The answer is yes, undoubtedly. Um, and the other thing you ask is about the planets and all that. Yes, we're all a great big mechanical object. Yeah, whoever did this is
well,
what
are
I
we?
have.
Are we?
Well, we are.
That's
Well,
not
physically,
really. You can't say
in
that.
physics, we are because yeah, everything's dependent on everything else. In a physical set in physics, in mathematics, you can prove it. Yeah, every planet is revolving like it revolving.
No, we can
Yeah,
see what is happening,
yeah.
but we don't know if you took one piece off the chessboard, it would affect anything.
Well, that yeah, it's a mathematical model we're working with at the moment based on what we can see physically.
Based,
Yeah, I mean
which
that.
is not a lot. Which, to be quite honest, is
Well,
not
yeah,
a
but
lot.
I mean that's what physics is, and that's what astronomy is. It's basically it's physics. You know,
It's guesswork.
um, I don't like the term guesswork, but well, I mean, yes, science is effectively educated guesswork. When people say we're following the science, well, yeah, it's the best, and I've just said the best of our knowledge. This is how we look at it, the best of our knowledge.
That's right.
I mean, everything came from the Big Bang, apparently, allegedly. Yeah, that fits the model that we understand at the moment, and that is our understanding. And this is what I find fascinating. This is where I come from a different thing, engineering background and everything else. And I've always
Well,
been in. Yeah.
if we all came from the Big Bang, then that there is going to take out all the passages of the Bible.
Yeah. Now, I again, I've gone into this. No, you haven't shot me here. No, I've gone into this. Science can explain the how, it can't explain the why. Why do things exist? Yeah. To me, that is the ultimate thing. Something small as a grain of thing had enough mass and enough energy to expand out. It's a theory that works, like I said, at the moment. It's a relatively new theory. I mean, yeah, 1940 something, but it's working. It explains a lot, but we're still a bit confused over it. Not confused, but yeah, we're still exaggerating. And now, what I like about astronomy and astronomers is, I say, the best of our knowledge. Good scientists say the best of our knowledge. If somebody can come along with something earth-shatteringly different, great. Yeah, let's hear it.
You know, Matt, and I think that's the problem, because just like in any scientific paper, let's be very humble and come back tumbling back down to earth.
Yeah, right.
And let's look at the very humble egg.
Yeah.
Now, scientists told us that all the cholesterol is in the yolk of an egg. Then they decided, no, it wasn't. Somebody else decided, no, the cholesterol is in the white of the egg. And somebody along the way, even to be different, said it doesn't matter if it's the white of the egg or the yolk of the egg. What I'm trying to get at is that scientists are always going to try and find something different, something new to put their name at the bottom of the paper.
Well, that
I discovered that. And
no.
space, it gives us so much space again, so
Yeah.
much room to. I mean, a lot of the stars that we see at night, a good possibility is they don't exist.
Well, no, yeah,
because the light's still traveling towards the Earth.
Well, that's it. Yeah, we know about that, and we know the phenomenon. But we're getting better at measuring that. We can point things and work out the age of it and things like this. What even the stars consist of. And
somebody's going to come out with a theory, and that's going to be the next theory. You know, it's a theory.
Well, yeah, Again, science is a theory, but it enables us to understand. Now, you say about understanding our own Earth. We can sometimes learn about our own planet by looking at others, out into space, understanding the formation of things, landing probes on meteorites and things. Yeah. But yeah, this asking questions: how could life develop elsewhere? We can run mathematical models to try and figure it out, and it's interesting for ourselves.
Well, you can ask yourself, how can human life survive?
Yes, this is what it's saying, but this is what the Drake's equation always did. We mustn't assume that everywhere else is going to be bipeds that breathe oxygen, consistency of oxygen. We can't assume. How do we measure intelligence? And all this? Yeah, I mean, this is adaptation. We are the most successful species on the planet. Okay, we're the most successful species because we have the ability to adapt. Yeah. You put some animals in the Arctic from the Africa, they're going to die. We don't. We know we have the ability to actually protect ourselves and to do this.
Clothes on.
Yeah. But
put clothes on. Put clothes on.
Well, that's it. Yeah. But yeah, you and I, we dress down in this where we are. But yeah,
if you put clothes on an animal, it'll survive. The husky dogs survive.
Yeah,
but the polar bears seem to be doing quite well.
And they've adapted. Evolution has adapted. But yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying.
So the animals will adapt. The whales in the oceans, they survive.
Yeah, they will. But it's adaptation. But yes, it's Darwin. Yeah, survival of the fittest and everything else. Which, yeah. But when you look at the original Drake's equation, it looks at all this. You look at the environment. What is there? As you sort of said, could something exist elsewhere? I mean, if they discovered that there were indigenous single cells on Mars, that would be a revelation in itself. Yeah. Yeah, because we've got to be careful. We haven't taken something there ourselves. It's the trouble sending humans there before we know. I mean, I do think it's important to keep exploring, keep asking questions. Now, when you say about science and all this, yeah, peer reviews are important in science, engineering, everything. Why is this? Why is this? Why do you think this? Yeah. Um, what what is this? Now, this is what I like about astronomy. You're saying people put their names to it. Well, there's actually a lot of aggression and within astronomy where questions do get asked, even amongst friends. Yeah, what constitutes this? Um, Astronomers are actually very, very questioning people. They do get excited about somebody else getting a discovery. Yeah. Um, I don't think, I think, yeah, you can be ultra cynical while somebody wants to discover it. Of course, they want to up there and discover a new star. Of course. So that's like anything else. That's like having a, yeah, getting lucky. But they are, yeah, it's okay. They're going to
I
have
don't
to have
know if
something.
I don't know if it's getting lucky, Mark.
Mm.
It's just the star might already be there. Just the light hasn't just reached us yet.
Well, this is the other thing. Yeah, we're trying to understand this, but our understanding is getting better. I'll be able to read things. This is why we're putting Hubble up there, the James Webb scope. Um, now, when you're saying we use fossil fuels to get into space, yes, we do, and we're not going to go away. But it's only to get out of our own gravitational field, as it were. If you actually look at the trajectory of a rocket, it goes up like this. And again, we're an intelligent species. We've managed to figure this out. Um, yeah, we can travel. I mean, okay, at the moment we're having problems getting back to the moon for whatever reasons that is. That's probably more financial stroke, geopolitical, other reasons for that. Yeah. But we can do it. If somebody decided, if collectively we decided we want to go back to the moon next year, we could probably do it. We still got the technology from the 1960s to do it with 2.3 kilobytes of memory, etc. Yeah.
I've been told that NASA's lost all the technical data of the Apollo project.
I find that very difficult to believe, but yeah. Somebody probably put it on the internet tomorrow. Probably, I don't know. It's a I don't believe it. I mean, yeah, it can be ultra cynical. I think the reason we haven't been there is okay. We could land somebody on there for what purpose? Yeah, we got some information about there.
For the exact same purpose of what Elon Musk is wanting, a staging point.
Exactly. Well,
There you are.
that's what we need. But are we ready to go to Mars yet? Yeah, we can do it. Are we ready to go to Mars and further afield? Mars will be the next place. We've got to figure out how to land a human on there, yeah, and how a human would even survive. Yeah, it's not exactly the most hospitable places. Adaptation again. Now, when we start looking at is a possibility of life, are we being visited? I don't personally think we are. I don't dismiss the possibility of there being other life out there. I'm a Christian and all that, and as far as I know in my teaching, I certainly was taught about it at school that there's not a problem with it. The church now does not have an issue with it. In fact, it's actually part of SETI, I believe. Yeah.
There's a guy, Facundis.
Mm.
He's the astronomer for the Vatican.
Yeah.
The Vatican's got this huge telescope.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Probably the biggest telescope of the others. And he wrote in the Observatori, which is a Vatican newspaper.
Yeah.
That the aliens are our brothers. If there is life in other places,
Oh yeah.
they all come under the realm of God,
Mm-hmm.
and that they are our brothers.
Well, if you believe God created everything, yeah. Or yeah.
Well, did he created the universe?
Yeah, well, again, yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, I was always told, yeah, God thinks and creates, but yeah, that's another thing. But it's um, again, I like to separate theology from, or the idea of notion, faith, and from this. Yeah, I mean, I have my faith. Yeah, we still have problems with a guy dying and coming back to life. That's where faith comes from, and everything else. A good man, but yeah, what does a God mean? I mean, I would have a problem not thinking there wasn't a God. okay, because that gives me some balance in life. Yeah, despite all my pragmatism, as you can sort of see, I think it's right that humans question everything. Don't accept, because yeah, we back getting back to Galileo, wasn't allowed to have an opinion. Yeah. And Copernicus, yeah, Copernicus before him, he wasn't the first person, and even the Greeks questioned, yeah, things. The Helios, yeah, is the Earth, is the sun center of the solar system, therefore universe and everything else. Yeah, I mean, our understanding, I mean, okay, the furthest we've got a man-made object at the moment, us. If you consider we're pretty a pretty good technological species out there, we've only just managed to leave our own solar system, yeah, to go elsewhere. The Voyagers, yeah, we're at the edge of that. That's quite something. Um, Now, if you think that, now if there is life elsewhere, what there's no saying that they're even more advanced than us. They might be still living in the Middle Ages, for all we know.
Don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't know.
I mean that's the thing that interests me. I mean, if we did find them, we'd probably find that we are the more advanced than them. Do we interfere with them at that point? Yeah, it's real Star
Well,
Trek
I mean,
conundrums. Yeah,
the thing is, if we find them, it'll be through a sonder,
yeah.
and we could find them. I mean, if let's say, for example, that there is life on Pluto,
Mhm.
can you imagine us next week sending a rocket up to Pluto with a manned rocket up to Pluto to say hi to these people? You know, and that, of course, the answer is no. We can't. We're only just trying. We can't even get going to the moon, right?
Well, we have done it, but yeah, yeah, like I said, that's the yeah, we're not prepared to take the risks we used to. I mean, yesterday Musk crashed a yeah, SpaceX crashed a rocket back in the sea rather than try and land it again like it did impressively. Because
Challenger blew up as well, but I mean, that they're accidents. They're not.
no,
It's
but
a case of they didn't know what they were doing. It was an accident. It was a flaw.
well, yeah, there should have been more. Yeah, there was a bit of
Part
complacency
and
involved in that.
parcel of
Yeah,
learning, I suppose.
yeah. The O ring there, yeah, gave
I don't. I
way.
don't know why. I don't know why they don't just make another Saturn V rocket, and you
Well,
know,
effectively, that's what
that-
they've got. Yeah, but it's. I mean, yeah, Elon Musk was trying to buy one off the Russians originally. Um, yeah, but yeah, I mean they're still making. Yeah, I mean it's advancing technology all the time, and I think it's right. We've got to understand more about our own planet, what's underneath it, and it's interesting. It's evolution still. We've got to, and where I look in maybe out to space, we'll understand a bit more. Um, and again, I think it's a great question to ask. Can there be life? How could life actually happen? How did we happen? Um,
I
yeah,
think
I mean,
if we look internally,
mm,
introvertly,
yeah.
look more on Earth, we
Mm.
might learn a little bit more about space.
Well, we are. There's a lot of research happening now, probably more than ever, about our own planet. It's just everyone's now panicking about different other things rather than um, solving. Yeah, the Earth has gone through evolution as well. There's times it's been hotter than it is now. There's times it's been colder than it is now. Life has evolved. We've only humans, yeah, okay, have only been on here relatively short time. We've been even a shorter time yeah, a relatively advanced civilization. First time we've ever been in effect a global civilization, which is another development in our in our evolution. We might not be having this conversation next week, but
Do you think that we haven't been a global uh, population before?
not. I think there was an awareness that there's other. Look, we're now talking about could there be life on other planets? There were years, relatively short time ago, there were people asking if there were human beings the other side of the globe. Yeah, Columbus knew that the world was round. Yeah, globe. Yeah, the Greeks knew it. All this nonsense about he worry going he knew he wasn't going to fall off the edge. Um, it's a there was a time, yeah, we did question, like in Europe, is there anyone outside Europe almost? Yeah, we knew about each other. Logically, there must have been. Yeah. We found them. Okay. We can start arguing about the rights and wrongs of going to other places and everything else. One particular civilization was more advanced than the other, and was in respect to actually traveling, was able to get there. Yeah. Which again is an interesting question. That didn't mean that the civilizations that we discovered in themselves had some technology. They knew how to hunt, they knew how to do other things, but we'd already been through that process. They knew how to farm. They were learning how to farm more effectively. Yeah. We are developing. If we're now going to apply us as the model to other species, it's highly possible. We're probably not going to go up there and find a biped. We'll probably even find a civilization that is totally, excuse it, alien to us in the way they carry on. There's even the possibility, and I haven't weighed this out, that we might actually find the ruins of a civilization that's managed to destroy itself somehow.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, they're still discovering this in Egypt.
Yeah.
They're discovering foundations and cities that because of the sand being blown around.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's covered up. It's covered over a huge amount of buildings.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, this is information that's been lost for various things. Civilizations have always come up and gone down, whatever reasons, hunger, climatic change, and lots of various reasons, wars, conflicts, wars, self internal destruction.
Yep.
It happened.
Great libraries have been destroyed in Egypt and all around.
Well, that's it. Yeah, we had knowledge.
What is now called Iraq and places like that.
I mean,
and so an awful lot of the information about how we lived has been destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, if we had that information now, where would we be now? That's always an interesting thing. Again, I studied this at school. It's we still haven't lost that knowledge. We've got to rediscover it. Aliens didn't build the pyramids. Yeah, we did. Humans did. Yeah, I cannot evade. Yeah, however they did it, they did it. Necessity, adaptation.
So it was a necessity because it's a luxury.
Well,
necessity is when you have to build yourself a little bivouac of a house.
Yeah.
To protect yourself from the elements. Building a huge pyramid to bury a king or to bury a god. That's not an adaptation.
Well,
because even the pyramid, they took hundreds of years to build.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a quick thing. I mean, they
weren't playing Lego.
No, but but adaptation. Somebody wanted something and they figured out how to do it. As again, it's us getting back to the moon in the most effective way we can. We've done it once. We know it's possible. We know it's a high risk venture. We're not prepared to lose life anymore doing it, which possibly there were in the 60s.